Alright, so, I'm not sure if you guys are ready for what I'm about to show you. Because this goes to layers. First of all, this is concert banjo. Let me see, can I zoom out? Yeah. You can see the little kazooie there. Um, but let's go back into Spiral Mountain for a second. Oh, hey, look, I'm concert 2D. Let's go back in. Maybe I'll change again. Nope. Concert banjo. Let's go into Mumbo's Mountain. See what happens. I am a ticker. So, and actually, just to prove a point, let me go back out. And you'll see that I am concert banjo again. So, what is happening? There is a function in the game that says what model should we be using? If and it's based on transformations. By the way, shout out to the decomp team. This function was made very nicely and easily readable. But what transformation are we? The termite, use a termite model. Pumpkin, use a pumpkin model, etc. Until we get to Banjo. Banjo has two models. He has a low poly model and a high poly model. And you will notice that this section was organized, again, shout out to the decom team, that the cutscenes and the big areas of a map use the low poly model. So, for example, uh, the big areas like of Click Clock Wood, all the main areas, you know, and then all these cutscenes use low poly banjo. That means all these subsections that are smaller and like the camera's probably zoomed in uses the high poly model, and this whole thing ends up being huge. If I go to, let me actually just do this just to show it off easier without distracting you guys. That is this chunk over here, from here down to here. Um, so I actually made it so that instead of map get, it checks the level, and then it just adds the level ID to a asset ID. And so if I go to enumerators right now, right, the first level would be that asset ID plus 1. That's when that asset ID plus 2, asset ID plus 3. And this is how long it is. Like, that's how much space we have. That's how much I'm using. Super small. So we can actually make this more complicated if we need to, right? We can make it so that specifically for Click Clock Wood, it like gives you a different model per season. And what I'm thinking about doing is if I go to the model section, right? Like this is like queries and stuff like that. There is an enormous amount of space down here at the very bottom. What we can do is take the high poly BK model and have that start here and go down, and we can make Banjo change how he looks in every level of the game. We can technically do it by map. I think it might be overly complicated. If I go to map underscore ease, that's the enumerators. You'll see that it's like Sparrow Mountain, Mumbo's Mountain, TTC, and like you could copy the Banjo high poly model a bunch, but that might just take up a bunch of space. And I mean, we have room to play with, don't get me wrong, but I think it's unnecessary. I think just doing it by level, and if it's Click Clock Wood specifically, you know, by season or whatever, then, you know, I think that would be pretty cool. Um, so yeah, honestly super easy line of code. Let me know you guys think this is the thing. Again, all my code is open source. Let me know if you need help with it.